Hey everybody, I wanted to walk through a demo I built recently to dig into Claude Skills a little bit more. So what I did was start with a sample demo manufacturing platform with no pre-built connectors, and I wanted to see if I could just point an AI coding agent at it and have it connect to a real platform, Microsoft Dynamics 365. As is always the case with LLMs, you never know what's going to happen, and there was a few bumps along the way, so let's check it out. So full disclosure, I of course work at Prismatic, and so that is the integration platform you're going to see here. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to really highlight Claude Skills, what's possible with them, and how you can kind of incorporate them into the building and managing of integrations. Okay, so getting started, this is FactoryIQ. It's a sample manufacturing platform that I put together for demos, and it's the kind of system a plant would use to track production, work orders, that sort of thing. But the problem is that the invoice and financial data doesn't live in this platform. It lives over in the company's ERP, which is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. So the job I wanted to hand off was simple to describe. Just get those invoices from Dynamics 365 automatically into FactoryIQ so everything is in one place. That being said, anyone who's worked with integrations before knows that it can be simple to describe, but not always simple to actually build. Connecting two systems like this is rarely clean, so every system has its own data model, its own quirks, and the mapping between them is usually where all the time goes. And so normally this is days of reading docs and testing out code and things like that, trying to glue it together. So let's just ask Claude to build us an integration to Dynamics 365, and it's going to use those skills to know what to do. And so you can see what it does here is it doesn't just start cranking out code, it actually works through what it needs to know first, and kind of comes up with a plan and tries to understand, how do you authenticate, how's pagination handled, what should happen when these things error out, which is a good reminder that what you get out of one of these skills is mostly about what you put in. So you need good docs, good answers, a system that actually is described somewhere, and that's what makes this work well. You just point an agent at something undocumented and held together with just tribal knowledge, and it'll struggle with it, same as a new hire would. And now that it has that context, it goes and builds the connector itself, reading the endpoints directly. And remember, none of this existed for this platform beforehand. So the same approach works for basically anything your stuff needs to talk to, including the legacy system nobody wants to touch. So now that we have the connection actually working, let's go one level up and build the integration workflow. And so the same idea as the connector, there's a skill for building the integration itself. So I'll describe what I want, which is to pull posted invoices from Dynamics 365 on a schedule and sync them into FactoryIQ. And Claude will find both connections, wire them together, and build the actual sync. So skipping ahead to when this integration actually is completed, we're going to run a test to see if the data is actually pulling properly. As we're running this new integration against our environment, you can see that one of the invoices fails, and of course using an AI agent, even with Claude Skills, it's going to have problems and you're going to have errors. But actually when we look more closely at what broke, it's not the integration, it's the data coming out of Dynamics 365. It seems to have a missing date field, and so the pipe seems to be fine, it's just that the data is messy. But that kind of raises a question of, when a record fails like this, how does the integration make sure a human finds out? And so we can actually use this Claude agent that's empowered with the skills to add functionality onto our integrations like this. And so then we just go back to the agent and describe what we're looking to do. And so when an invoice fails, we want to post it to Slack. And if you notice, it's not actually rewriting anything, it's editing the integration that already exists using the context that it's gained while building it. And so now when a bad record shows up somewhere, a person is going to actually see a message and know what to do with it, and in this case, fix it within Dynamics 365. And when we run the full integration, you can see that now the invoices have been pulled straight in from Dynamics 365. And so the workflow here obviously isn't about any particular platform. It's just that if you give the agent real context, usually with a skill you can write yourself, and then you point at an API and shape the result by describing what you want, that can scale up to almost anything you'd build. And obviously a human needs to be in the loop, but you can see how this would definitely accelerate the building of integrations on any platform. And so I'll drop some links in the description below if you want to dig into skills and how this all fits together. But hopefully some of you found that this would be interesting and learned a little bit about skills in the process.